Imagine the scales of justice and equality perfectly balanced, representing fairness and high ideals. Do ideas guide your life, or do they rule it? What is your vision? How can you manifest it in practical ways? Do you accept yourself and others? Or do you compare the world against the scales of perfectionism? Do you appreciate the hidden beauty in your life? Do you appreciate the perfection of imperfection? Powerful questions. They come from Vision and Acceptance, chapter 6 of the Life You Were Born to Live. And I've used this book many, many times, and it really helped me, especially understanding my life path number. And many, many times I sat there and thought, oh, wouldn't it have been nice to know that sooner? And yet I was never meant to know that sooner. And so we're going to, in this video, unpack that acceptance within ourselves. So without further ado, let's get into it. Hi and welcome to Oaklaw Door. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Claire Attio. For those of returning subscribers, thank you, thank you, thank you. And the vision, what vision are you holding? And how much acceptance do you hold for yourself? And in those questions that I asked in the intro, that are we striving for perfectionism? Do we value anything other than perfect? And when I was reading this, because I was like, right, okay, what's today's video? And I was guided to just pick up this book. And it is that recognizing that whatever happens and however we respond or react is right in that moment. It's right for us, because that's where we are at. We are meeting ourselves where we're at. Is it less than perfect at times? Absolutely. Is it less than desirable at other times? Again, absolutely. But it's where we are at. And that is what keeps us authentic. That is what keeps us true to ourselves, who we are being. The ability to accept where we're at, what we're capable of. And I've said many, many times, and I've said it on many, many videos, about being the best version of ourselves. And that being the best version of ourselves is being the best version of ourselves in that moment. Where are we at? How can we hold ourselves? How can we be true to ourselves? How can we be authentic in that moment? And there are some days, let's be honest, where life has thrown a series of curveballs in our direction and we feel completely pooped. We're completely depleted. It's as much as we can do to get out of bed in the morning. And we're not at our best as other days, but we are meeting ourselves with the best version of who we could possibly be in that moment. And this ties in, if you've been following the podcast, you will know that back last year I actually did a series on the 4 agreements and also on Eckhart Tolle's The Power of No. And it really feeds into that mindfulness of, are we accepting of other people? Are we accepting? Because if we accept that we are less than perfect, then we need to accept that other people at times are less than perfect. And it's something that came up this week in work that I kept saying to people, and it kept repeating, it was a theme that came up and time again, is bad choices are made during bad circumstances. Nobody sets out to make bad choices. Nobody sets out to go down the wrong road. They make those choices because where they are in that moment, and they find themselves in bad circumstances. And maybe they have not had the privilege of doing personal development work and gaining and growing in emotional intelligence. And without those two, then life's curveballs will make us feel and think that we only have a limited amount of circumstances in which to make those choices. Our choices become limited when we're in those lower vibrations, when we're in fear, when we're in woe, when we're in worry, when we're in anxiety, when we're in stress. When you think of the omega scale of emotions, it's an inverted triangle, and all those lower emotions are in that pinnacle. They're on those bottom rungs. And so there is little space there to expand. And if you don't have that expansion, you don't have the choices available to you either. So are we being acceptant of other people? Are we giving them the space? Are we giving them the opportunity to make better choices? Are we showing up for ourselves and thus showing up for others by example in a very cohesive, very emotionally intelligent way? Or are we being completely tunneled visioned, stuck in the matrix, gobbling up all the BS that is out there? So, because let's be honest, I mean, I don't watch mainstream, but I have been pushed in my face all weekend. Trump and Ukraine, Trump in Ukraine, Trump in Ukraine. And I don't even watch mainstream. But it's been coming onto my radar, and it's not been coming onto my radar because I need to know. It's been coming onto my radar because it's being fed to us. A paradigm is being fed to us, and I'm not going to get into the politics of it. Each of us will have differing opinions. What I'm saying is fear, worry and woe is being pushed at the moment because we have had some monumental breakthroughs with energetic shifts, because many millions of spiritual warriors have been doing immense amount of work. Sorry about that, I had to go and pick up a parcel. But many people have been doing that inner work, and it has created a monumental shift much faster than was originally anticipated. And it reminds me, as I say that, it reminds me of a post I put out last week, I think, or the week before, over on my Facebook page, where the meme on the post said that with every good thing that comes towards us, there will be something negative trying to stop us. And there was no truer a word than what I've experienced this weekend as those energies have shifted with that new moon. And then I was faced with all this political BS that's going on at the moment, trying to feed me with a fear that, quite honestly, isn't mine. It doesn't belong to me. Am I part of the human race? Yes, I am. But if grown boys want to play with warfare, then Unfortunately, I'm not in a space or a place where I'm able to stop that at this point. Will we be able to stop it collectively moving into the future? Absolutely. And this is why it's not wanted, because there is lots of money being made. I mean, I possibly shouldn't have said that because I said I wasn't going to get political, but hey ho, those are my beliefs. It's about that acceptance though. Are we accepting ourselves? And if we accept ourselves, are we accepting others? And in that acceptance, with what I have just said, we need to accept that that needs to play itself out. Do we need to feed into and buy into the fear that is being whipped up, trying to bring the vibrations down, to slow the ascension down? No, we don't. But can we be acceptant of the situation, albeit very, very sad, and many, many innocents losing their lives? Yes, we can. And we can do so with reverence. It goes back to what I was saying with on the energy updates. As we move forward, as things start to change, there will be backlash from that change, because change is often feared. And so it will appear darker, as it always does, before the dawn of the new day. Let's just be accepting of it, and let's step away from the agendas to bring and reduce the vibration of the collective. Let's just step away from it. Let's understand ourselves. Let's have that self-acceptance within ourselves, within our families. We can't pick our blood relatives. What we can do is we can decide whether they vibe with us or they don't vibe with us. And instead of trying to change them, we just accept them for who they are. Now, that may be that we don't want to include them in our everyday dynamics, but it doesn't mean that we have any ill wish towards them either. It's about that acceptance, and it's about putting the boundaries in place that we need to put in place so that we can live our lives as we see fit, without projecting that onto others. And then we take that out into our communities. And then we take that out into the wider population. And the more of us that stand strong in this, the harder it will become for these paradigms, for these energies, because that's all they are. They're energies being played out through vessels, human vessels. They will start to diminish. They will become less. We will start to then get happy news. And if anybody is looking for some happy news, just look for the Good News channel and you will find loads. There's lots out there. We're just not in a time in history at the moment that is the desirable paradigm for those that want to maintain control. So I hope that has helped. If you've liked the video, then hit that like button. If you have not yet subscribed, then hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and you will be notified when new videos come up. Until next time, sweet souls, take care. God bless.